What makes Nigerian dancers or dance stand out globally?
um I would say the soul, but you know, when you come from a place of, I won't say hardship, from a place um of want, of restriction, and then you have one golden opportunity to let it all out on the dance floor. I'm sorry, this is why Nigerians worldwide make it anywhere they go to, because we do not have a lot of mediums here, we do not have a lot of chance here. Our system is not working here, right? So when we go to a place that the structure is good and we can actually show up and show out, we do it like as if we want to die. We do it like there's no tomorrow about this. You have to do it right now.
Hello, my name is Faith OT and I'm on Speaking Dance Live with Beggars. And today we have one of the amazing dancers in Nigeria. Yes, I can say for that, in Nigeria. From battling in the streets of Lagos to winning several dance battles, including the Red Bull Dance Your Style, and hitting global stage. This individual has become one of the defining face of Nigeria street dance. But what does it really take to go from underground battle to worldwide recognition? And what does the future hold for young Nigerian dancers? And today, with me, is no other. It's no other. No other than the king himself, King Da Vinci. Grand opening.
Yo,
What's up, man? How's it going now?
I'm good, Jerry. I'm so excited to be here, Jerry. What up, skater and Davinci, in case you don't know. And we're live here at Vegas. It's your shout.
We are not. Come on. Come on. So, welcome to Speaking Dance, and we are so excited to have you around. I think we've planned this several times, and one thing, but glory be to God, we are here.
Yes,
So just to go straight into it, it's amazing, like your journey, how your journey has started. Maybe not how it has started, but how it's becoming. I find it very fascinating, and because of your hard work, and also the things that have been put in place, social media, and battles, competitions, ciphers, that has contributed to this amazing talent that you have. If you're to take us back, beginning of your time training, what was your journey like, and were there moments where you thought like you should give up, stuff like that, like just take us back in time.
Okay, so the name is King Da Vinci. Real name is Udo David Anyete, hailing from Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Where will I start from this now?
Expensive.
It's a lot, but let's take it from, I think the most integral moment for me in my dance journey would be after I lost my dad. In 2011, I lost my dad, and while my dad was alive, I could not dance as freely as I can now. Because
Where was this?
This was from when I was born till 2010. I couldn't dance freely. I could dance, but I could only dance in front of him inside the house when he's playing cassettes and play music videos. Maybe dance at a birthday party takes me to, but I couldn't do anything like go train. I used to do it, but then I had to do it behind his back, obviously with my mom's support. And after his death, he kind of opened the way for me, like, okay, the person holding me back is no more. It's not like I was happy that he went, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah, but at the same time, I kind of had the freedom to express myself. And then also, unlike every other child, I didn't cry, during this period. Whenever we were shouting, hey, we lost our my brother, son, your father, and all that. And I was just like, okay.
How old were you then?
I think I was 12, 12 or 13. I think.
Okay.
I think 12 or 13. Right? And dance was, my go-to for therapy, you know. Then I was in church team, and then we would, do like contemporary, or we used to call it spiritual levels. Then, where you go deep into yourself and, let it all out. If you want to cry, cry, but just dancing to like gospel music that speaks about upliftment, and from then on, little issues happened with the family. My mom had to move from Ojota, Lagos State, down to Ikorodu, where it was just developing. And my school was at Ikeja at the time. I was still schooling at Army Children Secondary School at Ikeja, Leventis area. And I could not go with her to go, because in my head I'm like, how are you going to go do? We don't have money. So how would you sponsor the transportation from that side? I know how many times I need to trek from Ojota to the place. Now you're not taking me to go do it, it's farther. Okay, just you can go. And I had to like stay in the house. So the plan was that the landlord told us to leave the compound. Everybody had to leave the compound, because according to him, he sold the compound, so they had to break it down and do renovations and blah blah blah. But they are not broken it at the time that we left. So I'm like, I will stay here, I'll keep on staying here. The day they break it, I'll find somewhere to go. But for now, I'll just keep staying here, and from here I'll be going to school. And then we had like district competitions, meeting other people who could dance like me too in school, my classmates then, my friends then, also helped in shaping, my dance journey, my early dance journey at the time, and then we went for competitions, district competition. I remember a particular competition called the sickle cell something, where we had to dance, and depict a story using it that would talk about sickle cell. My school won, and I just became like a very. They used to know that I could dance, but I could not do it as much. So you don't. One of these days, my father will not come to the school and just say, you're such a good dancer. You just be like, oh, I sent you to school. Is that a good dancer? So I was giving it under hours. But immediately after that, I, actually like came out of my shell, and then people began to know that I could dance, and then we had like different competitions. And then that's where I met my friends, and I met a crew called Eagle Squad. It was a gospel crew, of a friend of mine, and then I joined. I think I was the youngest in the crew then, and then we went for a competition in 2012, a gospel competition where I won, but then I broke my leg, because and the quest to win now, you're trying to do things that they've not seen before after watching numerous dance movies, and you think that, oh, they are machines, I hit your machine, and then I broke my knee, and then I had to go through treatment, and then the poor bandit, I had to go to school with that, injury. And then I think at that time, being a dancer was a big thing, because I think that was the era of Kafi's prime, and yes, I was a dancer and all that. So we used to watch all those people and we're like, oh, people they dance. So yeah, I was dance. Like me too, I want to dance, And then I stumbled upon FDC, at the time, and all these things just kept going with the group and everything. And then I started building up like street cred in the streets, in my area, in my society. Fast forward to 2017, I graduated from the secondary school, and it's now like, okay, what do you want to do now? You're going to university, you're trying to learn the handwork, you want to dance. And my mother is a very realistic mother. She's like, you've done secondary school, Abi. I wish your dad was alive, but right now, funds no day. If you say you want to do university, you're on your own. You're not sort it, look for homework, and pay for your tuition and everything. And in my head, I'm like, I feel like I cannot do this thing, but his situation right now, school should go and stay on places, And then I remember going to YouTube to look for a lot of videos to support the claim that I don't need university, I can make it without it, And then I have to like make research to see, okay, what can I do? I think I was working in a factory, 7-Up bottling company at the time. I worked there for January, February, March, April, May, June.
That was in what year was that?
This was in 2017.
Wow.
All right, May, June, July. I got sacked. Why? I was dancing too much in the place. you know, and just as a dancer then, always earpiece. You know, you had earpiece in your ear. So you don't know whether the machine has folded one
Or they're
calling or not. Because you are
calling.
feeling music at the moment you're in the zone, you know.
Yeah.
And then there were a lot of like complications in place. You know, so I got, you know, relieved of the job. I went back home. I think the next month, August was a what is it called? It was an event, a teen conference at my church then called Trem, you know, and then I was part of the national group called House of Atrocity, you know, and then so I watched. Then I was a member, but I wasn't like an active member because I wasn't always around, you know. So then I watched the event, and I'm like, wow, this dance is actually dope. People can actually appreciate this dance. It's not like they were not appreciating it before though, but then I have not seen that appreciation and encouragement on a larger scale, you know, as the church put it that year, because there was enough funds for costume. It was glorious, you know, and I'm like, okay.
So would you say this was the defining moment when you realized that dance could be more than just, you know, passion?
Yeah. That was where I met Blake. I met Ade. I met Moose. And most of the people or the pioneers of dance right now. I met Stawale Roba. I met Shegun Lawal. This was the time when I met these people and I heard about some of the people like Mr. Bimbo and the rest. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to this dance thing. We go run now, you know. And then I decided to do it. I think I had 3 months to prepare. Was it 3 months? Yeah, 3 months to prepare for the audition for Dance Day at the time. Because he said Dance Day audition was happening in December, right? So I started teaching schools. There was a crew, a company that employed me called Steps Creed, owned by Mr. Fortune Angelo at the time. He's also an artist, you know. And then I worked for him for that period, just to make enough money, because in my head I'm like, okay, I'm no longer staying in the uncompleted building. You know, I'm done with school, right? So I'm now in Ikorodu, but I cannot be in Ikorodu and do this work and then also go to this stuff which is in Surulere. You know, I have to look for a place to stay. Then I met my friend Charles. I met my friend already, Charlie Brown. I met Charlie Brown already in 2012, right after I won the battle, the competition at the church. You know, and we're already friends then, and we're talking about, he was in another group called Blossom Saints at the time. I think then there was the era of groups. You had Blossom Saints, you had X-Fellas, you had, you know, Switch Republic, Stars on Net, the group era here. So we had that, and so 2017, both of us were in Trent. And then when we heard about it, we were like, bro, we gotta do this. So I stayed with Charlie, you know, and then we started going to Dancedale in January 2018. Right, and what am I saying? We started in December because then they were preparing for the graduation, so we're already there. So we're already there watching, even though we're not learning, but we're watching. We're learning by watching the current what's it called? The current
stats,
doing their thing to graduate, you know, and then we started our own set in 2018. And 2018, you know, I started learning all these things, all these new styles. It's not like I wasn't popular. I was popular in Ojota. I'll call myself a local champion then. You know, people that knew me from, you know, Ojota, K2, Kushofe local government, you know, and then maybe some people knew me at Club Royale. You know, Club Royale. Yeah, I went to Club Royale as well. But I was more of an onlooker. Okay. You know, and freestyler after the battle. I wasn't doing battles because in my head I'm like, I'm not sure I really have this.
What year was that when you were coming to Club Royale?
I started going to Club Royale like from 2016, 2015.
Okay. My year was 2014. I think I stopped battling there in 2017 or thereabouts. Yeah.
So you see, as I was watching, I remember there was a particular night that I saw you, but I did not know it was you.
Okay.
You know, I had not known who you were at the time. But I was already tough. I'm like, Then I was hearing tough. There was Sheriff. You know, and I'm like, I want these people. And trust me, the dancing in Royale and the dancing on the streets was totally different. It was on two different levels. You know, so I would be on the street and then we'd do dance. But when you go to Royale, if you're not a mad person, I'm sorry, if you're not highly creative, you know, in your execution and your dancing, you cannot even move to the next round. And coming with the fact that your judges, just like regular style, your judges are at the crowd. There's no veteran of dance that will say, okay, this is the technique. There was no technique, no room for technique. It was more like
how you can get the crowd to
crowd gathering.
Yeah.
Can you move the crowd? Can you control the crowd? Can you control the room? You understand? And so I did that, and then we started doing dance deal. During dance, I was doing road shows. You know, I think I did road shows in the first 3 months. I was running away to do road shows.
Bruh.
And then I think in the 4th month, this was in April. Yeah, in April, I think Mr. Imbo was like, look, if you think that you're going to do this thing and go outside and be doing all that stuff and, you know, break your focus, you're not going to get anything out of this. So I decided that, okay, I was going to leave, you know, the roadshow business. Because trust me, roadshow business is nothing.
Nah,
it's not like
once
it's
and
good.
I stopped.
It's good though. It's like
stressful.
It's stressful, but to a very large extent, I feel like it also built the kind of dancer that I have become. You know, to be able to pull people. You know, I don't think that anybody that used to dance at Royal then was not a roadshow dancer. You have to be a roadshow dancer because the ability to pull the crowd comes from road shows first. Because you park a car and they're just playing music, people will vibe in their shop and everything, but they need to see something that can pull them to the stage. And that was the job of the roadshow dancer, or as we call it now, road activation.
Yeah.
You know? So I stopped, and then things got hard for me. Things got hard. I didn't have transport anymore. I had to, me and Charles sometimes would wake up 5 a.m. and trek to Surulere, from Ojota to Surulere. Or if we have, sometimes we'll have like, then transportation was quite cheap.
Yeah.
You know, so if we have like 200, we'll trek to Anthony, then enter to Stadium, and then trek to Eric Moore. You know.
All for
education. At the same time, in my head, I was like, there are different caucuses of the industry. There's the roadshow, which I was a part of, that I knew. There's the gospel one that I knew. But then the gospel one, then they use a head girl, you know, a lot of God bless yous, and then no actual, you know, blessings, monetary blessings. You understand? They will bless you, pray for you, tell you you will go far and all that. Which is good, but bruh, like, wait a minute, we got chopped now. You understand? But I wasn't in the industry of the multi dancehall people. I used to call them the showbiz people. Multi dancehall people that are on TV. I was not in that, you know, community. So I wanted to dive into that community in 2018. And that's why, one of the reasons why I also went to Dance Deal. Because I'm like, this will give me access to these different places, you know. And then, so we started going for it. I think in October, we got a job. Not a job. We're almost done with our set. But then we got an offer to become cleaners at the studio, and also a part of a program that is called Dance Shopee. You know, a fitness program where we train, you know, old people that are not professional dancers, but you know, teach them how to dance and help them with their fitness and cardiovascular stuff. So we took that job, not because we wanted to do that time, but because of the fact that we knew, Kosovo Tao. So this is something that will help us stay here and not have to pay transport or trek, you know. So we did that in 2018, and we started staying there. Also, because we had more time now too. Because before, after trekking to do your training, and you know, dancing training is not like the normal training of the schools I have seen abroad or anything. They train you like they want to kill you. You know, you don't have the breaks we have. I don't think we have breaks. The only break you have is when the teacher goes out of the class and the next class is coming in. You know, and so you are learning back to back. You have homework, you have projects to do, and then you trek back to Ojota, and then you expect that you want to have time to train. No, you sleep. Most times you come back with our bag like that. We lie down there, you sleep, you know, and then you wake up in the middle of the night like 4 a.m. You know, with that bag. That's when you have to take it off, bathe, wear new clothes, hang the bag again, and check in again. You know, but now we have more ample time to train. You know,
all of this training has been, you know, part of what has
Bruh.
Because you're training from, back then in school, going for parties,
Yeah.
church,
Fact.
road show, club royale,
Mhm.
then into dance deal. That is another, dimension of teaching, because they train you on different levels,
Fact.
and now then you now looking at yourself and saying, okay, what do I want to be? And what do you want to be has now in a way informed the way you move. So if you had to kind of like describe your style of dance, how would you describe it?
My style of dance. Well, I always like to call it Afro soul, right? Because most of my movements do not come from trends or from the rule book. I don't think it comes from the rule book. It comes from how I feel in the moment, right? I'm a very emotional person, right? And dance is a very emotional art form. So if I am doing anything, I have to be connected to both the music, both to myself, to my environment, to be able to to be able to give that premium or that authentic execution of what I can do. So I call it Afro soul, really. Afro soul, because it's more about the soul and it's African. Basically African. Every other thing can enter inside and mix. Well, baseline, Africa.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So with the battle scene at that time, 2018, was really tough also.
Well, it was, but I won't lie, the battle scene was not battle scene per se.
It used
in 2018.
All right.
Because I know in 2015, 2016, 2017, it was very strong. But in 2018, I think it was that same 2018, there was no spreads, triple slam
anymore.
There was no Louis boost, whatever.
Was this the battle of the year?
Yes, there was battle of the year. But battle of the year then was for somebody that had a major. I didn't have a major, and they were not in Afro. It was popping, locking, housing, and breaking. So we didn't have a lot of opportunities to battle per se. So we still had to like gather together, freestyle a little bit, and then that was when social media was also growing. The Instagram stuff. I think then we started having 30 seconds. I think it takes 30 seconds or 45 seconds to post.
I can remember that time where you guys were always doing your stuff in stadium.
We do freestyle stadium.
Yes, stuff like that.
Charles, all of my classmates then, I think they used to call ourselves the freestyle set.
Yeah.
Actually. we might not know how to do choreo too much. We still have freestyle. That's our work. That's what we do.
And it's beautiful because that freestyle session has built this community, this friendship. Because anytime I come to dance there, I go to stadium to train that time, there's this crowd that will just be here and you just look and you see Davinci, you see Lucci. And when you leave that place and they are going, you see one of them, like they're separated everywhere, but still together.
Yes.
That whole community of that freestyle session really, like, I think is interesting, which has also built the group that you guys have now, the Triple Threat.
Yes, true.
The question now is, what were you guys thinking to combine Charles, BJ Nyai, and Davinci? Why?
Okay, so that's a funny story. That story is actually very funny. So normally it's always I and Charles. Me and Charles are always the one doing stuff because we've been friends from way back. We met Jerry in Dance Deal 2018. So
Jerry's story said is another thing. How that guy became a dancer is another story. Because then he was just coming to see his brother Yebo.
Yes,
myself.
Yes, just see him and say hello.
We'll get
all of a sudden he's a done, So we did our set, and then at the end of our set was when Freestyle Friday started. 2018, ending of 2018, see November. I think, November 2018. And all of us were there. I think at that time, Charles was more choreo. He wasn't a battle person. Was more performance, choreo, BJ was not really a battle person too at the time. It was more choreo as well. Well, I would say that was like we're learning, we're learning. For me, I don't really do road show. So
Gear
United, we're already like I was already in the thing. So it wasn't new to me. So we'll go for Freestyle Friday, do Freestyle Fridays. 2019, 2020, we stayed back at Dance Deal. So normally you do your set and then you leave. But for us, because we were instructors at the Dance Rapid Fitness program, we had to stay. I think that's one of the things that even built the culture for Dance Deal, built the culture of people staying back after the set. Because normally after your set,
You move, yeah.
you just go and do your IT and do whatever, and then go into whatever you want to do with your dance career. But for us, we took more time to train.
Yeah.
So, and in that time also, we could also decide that we wanted to go to class or not. And then most of these times, we're using it to work on ourselves, do personal research and stuff like that. So 2018, 2019, 2020, right? 2021 came, right? And we wanted to go for the Monster Battle of the Moves, right? People had done, we had done other competitions, so like K-pop in 2019, I think, right? 2020 was our year of, we had enough chance to prepare and train together, right? Because COVID period, we didn't go home.
You were in studio.
Well, in studio.
When everywhere was locked down.
Yes.
Wow.
For Christ's sake, where would I go to? Well, Charles had somewhere to go to, but me, I didn't want to squat anymore. You know, especially in Ojota, after leaving Ojota from 2018. Then I'll come back after 2 years and still come and I was like, I'm not going back to that place. I'm going to stay here. But I'm squatting here and you know that I squat normally. Squat here until I find my way, you know. And then Jerry too could go back to Ikodu, but he said no. He would not have time. He wants to stay in the studio. So it was me, Jerry, Charles, and Lucky Mike. Lucky Mike was the 2019 set. Right? I was the set after hours. And then we were there because 4 of us were also instructors at the Dance Shapi stuff, and then we're also doing Dance Shapi online classes. So it just made sense that we were in the studio and stuff, right? So that time we would wake up. Our routine was wake up, work out, train, eat, sleep. Wake up, work out, train, eat, sleep. That was all we were doing during that time. In that year, we had a break-in also where some of the hoodlums from, or I don't even know whether they are called them hoodlums, from really, where they were looting different places on Bonito Mosque and they got to Dansville. So that happened, and then, morning came, Mr. Mimbo came back, so we had to go to our instructor's place called Locking Sion. Stayed at this place for like, I think, a month after that before coming back. By then we had done renovations and everything and come back to normal. 2021, we wanted to do competition, and we were like, then Charles had begun battling at Freestyle Friday, Jerry as well, and then we're like, I could do Afro, me and Charles could do stuff, and we're like, look, we cannot go and be looking for other people. The 3 of us, we've been training, right? We can make this work. Yes, I know Afro, you know popping a lot, you know how to crump a lot. You give us this knowledge and we just make this thing work. And we didn't have a name then, right? We didn't have a name. So we started practicing for it, right? And then I think there was a day we did a battle at Freestyle Friday, and then a guy called Smack was like, all these dance students, when are the warriors, when I want to threaten us for a year, right? And then we're like, now what will we be now? We go we threat to this industry, and the next thing we're like, okay, this makes sense. We cannot come and start looking for how to call our names Sons of Liberty or all this stuff. We didn't have any proper names going, and we're like, okay, we are 3. They say we are threat, Abby. We are warriors for this industry. Fine. So let's go and set the triple threat. And then the truth of the triple threat is that all of us in triple threat can sing, we can act, and we can dance, and we can also play instruments.
Massive.
So it was like, the triple threat thing also came from the fact that they said we were threats. We also know about the fact that people call thespians that can sing, act, they call them triple threat artists. So we just took that and we said, okay, we're going to go accept the triple threat. And from there we'll be riding with that. That's the story of the triple threat.
So for you now, battling as a solo person back then or now or so, what would you say has been your toughest, competition?
Toughest competition? Every competition is a tough competition for me, right? But my toughest would be battling against Waxy in Germany 2023, right? Every battle I have after that too kind of is also tough, but see that particular one, I had gone to Germany I planned to battle, but then last minute the Red Bull team told me, Jerry was the only one that year, so Jerry was the only one who could battle. But then because of the fact that I also did the KV for the World Finals, I did the publication video for the World Finals and everything. They were like, okay, normally the Red Bull would take, influencers or the dance influencer or somebody that would, push the stuff, So they took me along for content.
Ah,
I was supposed not to battle. I was supposed to go for content. So if you notice, when I went in 2023, I was posting up videos of me dance. I was dancing everywhere because in my head I'm like, I'm not here to battle. So let's see how they keep move for.
Yeah.
What am I keeping killer moves on? Or what am I keeping my energy for? Let me just share my energy with everybody. So first day, second day, third day passed. After the first pre-final, because they always do 2 pre-finals before the world finals.
Okay.
Right? So they can get their top 8
8.
to give you the 8 workers they have worldwide. Right? They picked the first 4, and then after that first stuff, they told me that a guy from I've forgotten the country, and one of the contestants from a particular country did not get a visa to Germany. Now would I love to? I'm like,
let's have it.
no win, no lose, nothing did there. Let's just do it. Whether I win is fine, whether I lose is fine. I don't have an issue. I didn't even plan for it anything. I remove my mind from battling, so it's fine. So I did that, and got to doing, I won the pre-finals. I qualified for the world stage second time.
Yeah.
Right. Next day was bracket reveal to decide who is battling who. This year we had Waxy, we had Sarah Estrelles, we had Nelson, we had what's the name of this person again? We had Reina, we had Joshua McKett, who else?
A lot of amazing,
a lot of amazing people, right? We had 8 amazing dancers that are veterans worldwide, that have been dancing, that are known in the battle scene, right? And then you have we are qualified from different countries, and then they paired us together, and then the first bracket reveal, the first person they called was me against Waxy. Mind you, I've been watching Waxy years back. For me, Waxy was like grandma of dance. You understand? Waxy was like a very big name. And then I saw the bracket, and I was shook. I was like, of everybody to battle, you give me Waxy. And you know how the battle scene is. When you...
And that was the second round or what?
That was first battle.
Wow.
First battle of the night, first round. And I was to go first.
Wow.
You get? And in my head, I'm like, okay. These people won't plan me. Because the truth is, from my background of battle competitions, I know that whenever you give you a female, if you are going against a female as a guy, firstly, you don't really win you 1-0. Why? That female gender, being the fact that she's female, people expect that you're a boy now, you should be able to kill yourself. But for a female to go the extra mile and do something great, trust me, it packs a whole lot of appreciation and applause from the crowd. Come to think of it, the crowd is still the judge. And then you are in an European country. You are from Africa. I'm not trying to dive into whether somebody is racist or not racist. We all know that they see systemic racism even in the system till now, right? But who am I to say that, right? That happened, and then I went first. Before I went first, I texted the Nigerian group, the freestyle group. I'm like, they have given me a woman. I'm going first. What do? I think I was a choir at the time. Choir was in Germany too.
Yeah.
Choir Angela Fresh Easy
came
to Germany to support me. So we're in the rehearsal place, and we're thinking about, okay, what can you do? This is Waxy. Waxy is she's fast, is whatever.
I think it was in that 2022 where you guys first, went to represent Nigeria at the Red Bull Dance Star.
Yes.
That kind of like ground the Nigerian dance market on that global stage. Because
Yeah.
you didn't just go there, to just compete like, normally how do we expect, maybe he just went there, then maybe first round, second round. But you went there and you got to the finals. For the first time.
That was first time going.
First time going to the finals. And that has been the first time any Nigeria has gotten to the final.
Facts.
That's where a king actually went. This is where my question goes to, how has Nigerian, or what makes Nigerian dancers or dance stand out globally?
I would say the soul, right? There's this source that comes from emotions, right? I'm not saying that other people don't dance with emotion. Please don't get me wrong. But when you come from a place of, I won't say hardship, from a place of want, of restriction, and then you have one golden opportunity to let it all out on the dance floor. I'm sorry. This is why Nigerians worldwide make it anywhere they go to. Because we do not have a lot of mediums here. We do not have a lot of chance here. Our system is not working here. Right? So when we go to a place that the structure is good and we can actually show up and show out, we do it like as if we want to die. We do it like there's no tomorrow about this. You have to do it right now. So I think one of the things that separates or stands us out as a community is our want to succeed against all odds because of where we come from. Our emotions, as dancers, because of our environment and what we go through on a daily basis. The passion for dance, because of what we see on the social media, and also community, the fact that we have a community that takes care of each other, we try to beat each other up. So whenever you go out, you do not want to fall the hand of your people. You want to, instead lift it up higher. So, yeah.
Talking about lifting up, how do you see the street dance, or how do you see it back then and now? What is that evolvement? Or how has it evolved over time?
It has evolved a lot. So we normally would have people who dance in churches, do performances. Now we have more battle dancers, right? We always used to have more street dancers, Afro dancers that did street dance. Did Niger fusion, did Untold, did Coupe de Calais and stuff like that. But now we have that, and then we also have people who do hip hop, major in hip hop, major in crumping, major in popping, major in locking, right? And the industry then was open to some set of people, but now anybody can just come up as long as you train. You can just come up and you are making a name already, as long as you know what you're doing. So I feel like we have more, what's the word? We have more publicity now. You can easily see, dancers
because
of social media.
Social media has done so
yes,
much.
That's done so much for us.
I've been able to discover a lot of.
Yes, you can put ourselves out there. We have an avenue where we go every last Friday of the month to show ourselves and push ourselves to the world, which is Officer Friday. Personally, I have the King's Playground that I hold where people come and train and develop their battle techniques and freestyle skills. You have BJ doing popping classes for those who want to go into popping. You have different people who major in different majors and then are also different major dance styles and also teach other people. So you have people who are willing to teach. Then if you don't go to dance there, when you don't learn anything, you don't go to dance your span. You're not learning dance. There's nobody teaching those styles of dance on the streets or anywhere. But now you have more people teaching, more people going to do workshops, tours everywhere. You have more people trying to do ciphers, create ciphers, so that more people can, because the truth is most of the dance styles or most of the new trendy dances, they come from the communion of dancers when dancers gather, to do their thing, So basically, we just have more publicity and more what's the word? Hey, English. English will not kill me.
More presence with social media.
Social media has opened our eyes, to the possibilities of going far in this craft. Now you can tell your mother that I want to be a dancer. Yeah, she will still have some kind of doubt about it. But then she's like, is a Davinci boy. There is a Nas, there's Kafi. There are different dancers that have that are making a name with this dance. So it doesn't mean they're doing just dance.
No, I think it's not just dance. Yeah. I think that's the beautiful thing about social media now, because back then, if your parents ask you, "Oh, you want to be a dancer? How many successful people is in the dance industry?" You can just mention one person, because she had that publicity. She had that presence. Everybody saw the work she did, and they celebrated her.
Yes.
But now with social media, everybody's out there.
Yes.
It has in a way kind of like breached the generational gap. You can see a Davinci, you can see a Kafi, you can see a Wale Robot, you can see
even down to the TikTokers, to the soft
everybody, to the soft media and everything.
And everything.
Richie Emmanuel and
Richie Emmanuel, yes.
And I think that has been a very beautiful thing. I'm sorry, for the industry, in terms of like bridging the possibilities of who can become. In a way, that's also kind of like created some kind of like chaos. But we won't go get
Chaos.
there. We won't get there.
That topic is for another day.
We won't get there. But for you, what do you think the next generation of dancers, need to understand about making dance career?
Do not forget your roots.
Do not forget your roots.
Every dance form starts from somewhere, right? So if you do not go back and learn your basics, learn the history, what inspired it, you will not have longevity in the dancing, right? You need to decide what you want to do. Am I trying to learn one dance? Am I trying to be versatile? In this age and time, you have to be versatile to be to have relevance, right? You have to be versatile. You have to put yourself out there through social media, obviously. Social media, you have to train. A lot of dancers now feel like, oh, I'll learn a TikTok trend and I'll just blow. Some people do it. Yes, Grace can cover you like that. You do a TikTok trend, you blow up, and then people see you as a global sensation or a social media sensation. But the truth is, after that sensation, what happens? Because people forget. They'll forget. They'll leave it and they're trying to look for the best new thing. You're right? And you don't have anything that will give you that, that longevity in the dancing. So roots, learning, training. Very, very important. You have to train. You have to work on it. My boss will always say, you have to do it so well that you can never forget it. Do it so right that even when you try to do it wrong, you still do the right thing. And then you have to also be patient. Dance, the art form called dance does not happen overnight. It's not MMM. It's not something that you just, it's not a Ponzi scheme where you put money and then the next day you're already moving thousands of dollars from it. No. You work your way up. Little by little, you start from service, right? Service in the place of, you have to be under people, learn from people. When you learn from people, you harness what you've learned. You cannot bring a new view from what you've learned. Then you teach your view to the next generation, But yeah, that's basically it. Roots, training, basics, just ever get through social media and you'll be fine.
All of this has, now I think it's evident for us to see why your, dance and your battle tricks and everything is very unique, because where your mind is coming from is beyond just the whole thought of, I want to just go for the battle and everything. But I'm also curious, like, what's your creative process like when, preparing for a battle?
First is first. First is first. I need to know the kind of battle I'm going for. It's an all-style battle, it's a style battle, right? And then, after knowing that, when is this battle going to happen? If it's happening in the next maybe 1 month, it means I have 3 weeks to prepare, right? For me, training and labbing or session has become an everyday thing for me. So I lab every day. So even when the battle is coming, I'm already ready for it. But let's say I want to prepare for a particular battle, and I already started preparing 3 weeks before that day, right? Obviously, I have to prepare my kill-offs, prepare my transitions, my new view to the style that I'm going to be doing, my techniques and everything. And, leave the rest to the one above to, set everything right.
Interesting. And you have collaborated with, brands and dancers.
Yes.
What has this, experience, also like working under people, what has this experience taught you?
Well, it has taught me to be patient. As dancers, you have an idea, you want that idea to just be out there, boom. But sometimes you just gotta be patient and trust the process. Let it grow to what you're seeing in your mind. It might not happen in the next 1 week, in the next 2 weeks, but eventually it will get there, right? Then I've also learned how tact. Most dancers don't have tact. We feel like we are artists, we just say anything at any time. But sometimes you just have to, be quiet, and know when to speak, when to air out your view. And sometimes wait for them to ask you. Wait for the client to tell you, oh, we have this. What is your idea? Because that way your idea will be more respected than somebody that they did not ask anything, just come and just chopping lines. Also, the ability to work with people. Humans are the hardest people to work with, trust me. Right? So the ability to, it has also helped me in knowing how to best work with different dancers. People you need to be patient with, and people that work well under pressure. The people that do not work well under pressure, you cannot pressure. If you pressure them, they will not give you the right result that you need. So you just need to also know how to observe people, know how to work people, be patient, be slow to speak, quick to hear, and observe. And
I know we've talked about how social media has breached sort of like generational gap, putting everybody in the limelight, if you are really hardworking and know what you're doing. But out of the social media, physical experiences, and when you commune together, have there been any moments where you felt like there's a gap between the older and the younger generation?
Yes.
How have you been able to navigate?
Well, so the old generation, I would say, they did their thing. No lies, they did their thing. They are the ones who has paved the way for us to be able to do our thing. But one of the things that the new generation does nowadays is gathering. Then we never had a lot of gathering. You only have gathering when they have multi-night and so, and then you have the competitions. That's when you see people come together. People are just in their zones, preparing, training, do whatever they need to do to survive. And then when it's time for a global or a national competition or a state competition, that's where you see everybody come together. But nowadays, if you go to National Stadium on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, and on a Friday, there is a gathering of dancers. Training, either trying to shoot a video together. Collaboration too is one of those things that is more in this generation than the older generation. Then you see cafe do a thing, and then even when you see other dancers in cafe, it's still a cafe thing. But now, whenever you see a dance video, you know that it's not a Davinci thing, it's a Davinci and this person. Everybody's seen now. You understand? Everybody's trying to put themselves out there, and we're trying to collaborate more. Even in battles, sometimes most of the battles you see, I won't lie to you, these people have gone behind. Oh, bro, let's battle now. Let's do something. And then in the media, they come and they yab themselves, they talk to each other, throw tantrums. You can't dance this, that. Yeah. You think, oh, these people are really fighting, but no, it's all a plan to put themselves out there. It's just like in WrestleMania. In WrestleMania, it's not like they hate themselves for real. They're trying like themselves, but then because of the sport, it's part of the thing they need to do to put themselves out there, to make people want to come and watch. My God.
So what you're trying to say now is that there's no much collaboration between the younger generation and the older generation.
It's more younger, and then the older ones, the people that are collaborating nowadays is I would say people like Doflex. Doflex. I won't call Nas another generation, so I'm not concerned. Nas is still part of this generation because we Nas was already dancing, but we were starting knowing that Nas was 2018.
Yeah.
Right. So and it's not up to 10 years yet. So it's still in the new generation of dancers. An Awanjo would only call people together for a job. You will not say an Awanjo do something and say, oh, these people are these people are these people are these people. Take for example an Ikena. Even though now it's better, now Ikena does more collaborations. You see that he's collaborating with this person and this person. But you know that this is an Ikena thing and not a group of body. Even Freestyle Friday, you know that Freestyle Friday is, yes, produced by Nas Magnificent. But when you see the videos, you don't see Nas Magnificent's face there. You see the other dancers. And because of this show and this collaborative spirit, you can easily push other people out there with your medium. So yeah, collaboration is one of the things that is different from the other generation. We collaborate a lot. We train a lot together. Okay, so it's not like the other generation did not train. They did train. But then, was there any gathering to train? No. We train a lot together now. Right? Battle thing was there then, but not as much as it is now. What else? Tours. Dancers leaving their geographical zone and going to the north or going to the east. They didn't used to do that back then. Anybody that does it, you used to call the person Ogala. Yeah. It's like, you went on tour? Yeah. Wow. But now, anybody can decide that they want to go on tour and it will happen and people dancers turn up because everybody's trying to learn.
So for you now as a young person now, I will try to put it just here in Lagos because this is where most of your work are being done. what would you say is your biggest, struggle being a young dancer here in Lagos that people don't really see? Because we see a lot of you, Davinci, the whole cool guy playing and everything. But aside that, what's others, stories?
You know how you, I would say sometimes being popular can be a curse and not just a blessing. Because people see that you're out there, you've worked hard, you've worked hard, you've gotten to a particular point in your life or in your career, and now it's looking like nobody can teach you. Even when you ask, please, I want to learn, nobody wants to teach you. Why? You're Davinci now. I use the way they teach us. Nobody, if they learn, they learn anything you want. You know everything. So people think that when you get popular, you know everything. Meanwhile, we are still hungry for knowledge, and we don't really get much avenues to learn. Apart from, obviously, maybe if you want, I'm talking about the dance, aspect. Obviously, there are different things to learn, business, administration and everything that you can learn from other people. But then the dance thing, people think that the moment you've gotten to a particular, if you've won, for example, if you've won, somebody like me, I've won all the competitions that there is in the country. I've won Monster, I've won Red Bull, I've won RDE, I've won Freestyle Friday, I've won Nike, So it's not like you've won all the competition now, you know everything. Meanwhile, I'm still in this quest for knowledge. So I think that's one of the struggles for me as a young dancer, not being able to see a place to learn. Now I have to now pay thousands of naira out for those in diaspora to learn, foreign styles. Meanwhile, there should be somebody here still teaching us this thing. And there are pioneers, they're not pioneers that can teach. There are people like Soppy, there are people like Sly, but they don't do workshops.
Well, workshop is, I will speak for them.
You would, yeah,
because I'm always that person that is just, observing and trying to strategize and think of ways to, push the narrative and the ideas of what dance is, and I've been seeing some lapses, I've been seeing some why these lapses are here and stuff like that. Yeah, in a way, we cannot really, blame anybody.
There's no blame on everybody has their life.
But it is necessary because we need to keep the spirit going, we need to keep the learning going. And I really love the fact that you are still hungry, to want to learn. But my next question is, what collaboration are you looking forward to that you think we push you more or transform you? And who would that person be?
Collaboration in the country or outside?
In the country.
In the country, one person I would love to collaborate with would be Erich Emmanuel. We've had this one. We've been talking about this for a while. It has not happened. Hopefully, it happens one day. Erich Emmanuel collaboration will be dope, right? Who else? A Scars collaboration will be dope, right? Hemis, collaborating with Hemis will also be dope. It's also in the works. As I'm saying it's not be say person they plan. It's not just wishful thinking. I've also put it out there. I've also spoken to these people. A Paulo Ciciano collaboration will be nice as well. Collaborating with different theater houses too would be nice. Sorry for going back. I need to mention one more thing that has popped up in my mind. The era of auditioning has ended. Now people think that once you are friends with an organizer, you can just get the job. And most times, you are not fit for that job. Right? And I feel like then, when they were doing auditions, I think I went to an audition for it. I don't know if it's for Afrima or something. And the fact that I did not get that job made me train more. Because I felt like, oh, I've actually not made it. Let's go and work.
You're really built differently, honestly. Because I can't
auditions, please.
A lot of people must have, or let me say, a lot of people that has achieved the level of success, the breakthrough, the popularity, and the connection that you've built so far. We feel like, oh yeah, why do I even need to go back to
Oh, yeah,
auditioning and stuff like that. But the fact that you're still thinking of this,
we need it.
it's a lot. And now this is now making me want to ask, what's next for you? If you are still hungry like this, what are you planning? What are you cooking?
Oh, well, okay, so you heard it here first. All right. Um, the plan is to go do more international competitions. Why? Because obviously, you know how you're in an industry where there are a lot of dancers, and you don't want to be a gatekeeper and block the way for others to shine. So, having won lots of competitions in the country, my plan is to create and produce a competition in the country whilst going outside internationally to compete and also to learn. So that's basically the plan. So watch out for the King's Playground. Right? It's coming. This year it's gonna happen.
Let me, now that you've mentioned it, what brought the idea of the King's Playground?
So
I think I've seen some
some
editions.
yeah. So the King's Playground is a place where you come to learn, to tap into power of imagination and explore how creative your mind can get with dance. So we're in this place we learn techniques, we learn modes of dancing, the range, how to build the range of dancing, how to perform better, how to increase your level of execution from 50% to 100% to 150% to 1000%. How to battle, how to perform, how to create, how to choreograph, right? So it's a whole package. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to make it look like it's a Davinci thing. It's a place where all of us come and we talk.
It's for kings, actually.
Yes, it's a royal place, right? And I think we're in one of the. I had not called it King Playground then. I was just calling it a session. You understand? I was calling it a playground session because I took the idea from, you see in crèche when you see babies, you see different toys all around. A baby goes here and then plays with this and then leaves it, and then plays with this and then leaves it. This helps his learning process, right? And that's the same thing we do. Yes, so we explore. That's the same thing we do at the King's Playground. So we're doing it one day, and then obviously I'm King Da Vinci, and then I always say whenever I dance, I say, don't take it too serious. Play. Play with it. Play with your imagination. Use things that normally would seem like stupid to you or unsensible to you. These things are the things that might actually pop out, because they're like, nobody will believe that one could do a point with your hand and hit some certain beats or control beats with just moving your eyelids or moving your eyebrows. It's weird, right? So those weird stuff are playful to me. There are things that children would do. You understand? And then somebody just said, so last this is the King's Playground, and I'm like, yeah, I think it's a very nice name. And that was at the King's Playground. Yeah. So it's coming.
This is mind blowing. Like, it's clear that first you're a king, because the way you're thinking, and I think this is one of the beautiful things about this platform, Speaking Dance. We always talk about movements, as my language. Movement make me to speak. But I think it's also beautiful when I hear dancers speak about their process and speak about what they are going through, what they are doing, how they're navigating things like this. Nobody will know this part of you. They will just see Davinci, or probably when they go into your classes, so which you might not really speak about language, but hearing you is just so beautiful, And I would like us to end this episode with an advice. What advice would you give to not just a young generation, not just a young person out there, but also the old generation?
The old generation. Never stop learning. Never stop learning. There's always room for learning. The day you stop learning is the day you stop living. Because as humans, our body learns. Seeing people, we're adapting every day. So if you can adapt, why can't your mind adapt as well? If you know that, okay, before we used to use chewing stick to brush teeth, but now we are using brush and toothpaste. Why can't you have that same mentality up here, and also put it into your what's it called? Your work ethic, So always learn. Always be open to learning. There's always something new to learn every day.
I'm gonna leave that information with you guys. Do whatsoever you want to do with it.
Man, man,
Thank you very much, King Da Vinci. I'm really excited about this segment, and
so much.
let's see what's next for him. The King's Playground.
It's gonna be massive.